it's me again. I'm going to be making this meal from HelloFresh. It is the Mott's Stuffed Caprese Burgers with griddled tomato, creamy pesto, and potato wedges. And the first thing I need to do is, besides preheating the oven, which I did, to 450, like they say to do. It's on the tippy top. 450. And now, let's see, what does it say to do? Alright, I'm going to wash and dry potatoes and the other produce in this recipe. And try to cut the potatoes to look like that. So, let me grab my cutting board and the bag for tonight. I have this pan I'm going to use for the potatoes. I got my standard extras that we'll probably need for this recipe, like extra virgin olive oil, coarse ground pepper, Himalayan salt. There you are. So we're going to grab the bag for dinner tonight. The meat's going to stay in the fridge for now because we all need it yet. So this is the bag from HelloFresh. Let this bad boy open. It might be a good boy. We don't know yet. So it is the main ingredients minus the meat for this recipe. What I do is normally I put back in the fridge anything that might go bad getting out, like any dairy products. Here are the potato buns. They're delicious. I'm on a sort of keto diet, so I wouldn't be eating these as much as I would like to, but I'm not going to. Good for Daniel. Then we have, which I'm going to put back in the fridge, a basil pesto. I love pesto. It actually tells you what's in it, which is really cool. I've never seen this before like that. That's really cool. I love pesto. Then we have a number of potatoes, a little tomato that doesn't look that good to me, but I'm really picky. Like, this part was the first part that I looked at, and I was like, no. They're like a plum tomato. Then they gave us a little bit of sour cream. These ingredients are supposed to be good for 2, maybe 3 people. So they really portion it out for you like this. Some mayonnaise. Italian seasoning, which I love these little, I love their packaging, it's really cute. Some mozzarella cheese, which is going to go into the fridge, shredded mozzarella, and all these little potatoes, can you see them? Ooh! And I like to use my bag as garbage. All these little potatoes, they gave me 6 potatoes, small potatoes. I guess they're like the bacon kind. And I'm going to put my ingredients in that can go bad if they're sitting out for a while. We're going to get back to those in a bit when we're ready to use them. So I have this bag out because I'm going to use it for trash as we prepare our meal, or I prepare the meal. Then I'm going to grab a cutting board and a knife. Wash my hands, put this aside, the seasoning with buns. Wash my hands. Over so I put potatoes in it as I go. This is like an on-fire glue. Yeah, excuse me. Rinse the potato. This one looks a little weird. I might cut that off. The ingredients yesterday, I must say, were exceptionally fresh. Sometimes their products or ingredients are not as fresh, but it is what it is. I mean, I'm really picky, so My consideration of freshness may not be the same, but I am very picky. So, I'm trying to wipe this blackness off. Whoops. Okay. I'm gonna start chopping. That's about good. Okay, that looks great. I'm gonna put this in the pan. Move this over to see what I'm doing. Okay. Trying to cut it so they're like little wedges, you know, like that. I'm gonna toss them in the pan as I go. When they give you potatoes, they really give you potatoes. Oh, that's not too bad. I still chopped it off. I'm gonna rinse the tomato, but I don't want to cut it until we're ready to use it because it's gonna be a mess. You don't want to cut it yet. So we're just gonna rinse it off. It's gonna like be a huge mess, so that's why we're not doing it yet. But this is the potatoes that I cut up. This is kind of thick still. No, actually no, 2 pieces, just kidding. So these are the potato pieces. I can see it. And it says to olive oil, half Italian seasoning. All right, we're gonna put some olive oil on the potatoes, some salt and pepper, and half of the Italian seasoning that they gave us for this recipe. Say pinch, but I don't know what a pinch is, so I just go in with it. That looks delicious, right? Some of the Italian seasoning, and I think I have more in case we need it, but try not to use all of it. Oh yeah. So that's about half. And then I'm gonna just massage it in. So hopefully cook them really nicely. The oven should be ready now for me to put this in. They're delicious. See for yourself. With my clean hand, I'll put it in the oven. It says put it on the top rack until tender and crisped for about 20 to 25 minutes. So I'm going to put this in the oven. I'm going to set the timer for 20 minutes. And then we'll just look at it after 20 minutes and see where it's at. If we need to add more time or anything like that. We'll wash my hand, which has most of the seasoning on it. While those are in the oven, it says to slice the tomatoes into 1/2-inch thick rounds, but I don't want to do that yet because there's no point. So we're gonna set everything aside. They're gonna just like get really gross, in my opinion. So I'm going to take out the pan that we're going to use for the tomatoes and burgers. They recommend using the same pan for the tomatoes and the burgers. I'm going to use this big pan. I purposely washed my dishes today in the dishwasher to make sure everything is good to go. Oh, so they want you to make the pesto sauce in the meantime. Okay. So we're going to make the pesto sauce in the meantime. I'm going to use this little container for the sauce. I'm going to grab, what do we need for this? We need mayonnaise, sour cream, pesto, salt and pepper. Okay. Mayonnaise, sour cream, and half the pesto. Okay, so this is gonna get really messy and delicious. I'm gonna put this down because I don't wanna like make a mess. I always eat whatever's left of the sour cream because it's so good. I do. I love sour cream sometimes. So we got, ooh, the pesto sauce. I'm gonna grab a spoon. Or a fork. I have plastic forks today. Take some of the pesto, what I think is about 1/2 of it. We're making a creamy pesto sauce. The rest of the pesto is going to go into the burger concoction, so we don't need to use all of it, but we do need to use a lot of it. That's messy. We have pesto. The rest in the fridge. And the sour cream. Which is absolutely delicious to the point where like I'm gonna eat it out of this little pouch. I always do. It is so good. It's so good. Yum. Oh yeah. That's good. Mayonnaise. Let's see. Okay, this is good. Squeeze that in there. And what did they say? Half. Wait. Oh, salt and pepper. Okay. some salt. Some pepper. And I'm going to stir this around. It's a little messy. That's why I put the paper towel there. Oh my god, it smells so good. I'm trying to like scrape it off the sides because it gets stuck on the sides. Oh my god, is there a hole in this? There might be a hole in this. It keeps coming out. I don't know. There might be a hole in this. I can't tell. But it looks delicious, right? That's our creamy pesto sauce. I would totally do this again. It is so easy. I'm gonna cover this up, put it back in the fridge, taste it, see if it's good. Oh yeah, it's delicious. It is delish. There's about 12 or so minutes left on the potatoes, so we're gonna move on. So we have what next to make? Alright, I'm gonna do the tomato now. Slice it. I say half an inch. I don't know. See what I mean? It's like messy. About half an inch. I think that's half an inch. I really don't know. And we're gonna saute these in a pan that we're gonna use for the burgers. And we're ready to cook those. So there's the tomatoes. And now we are going to prepare the burgers. I need a bowl, something for that. I'll use this. I got these deep dish plates today. And I was Stop and Shop, yes. We need the meat, pesto, salt, pepper, and Italian seasoning for the burgers. I'm gonna do this before my hands get too dirty. I'm gonna just drizzle with some oil on the pan that we're gonna use to make the burgers and the tomatoes. In that process, so I'm gonna put some salt on them. A lot of salt on them, and some pepper. A lot of pepper. All right, the pesto. We're just gonna grab that whole thing. Not that pesto, the other pesto. And what do I have to do again? I'm gonna try to put the cheese in the middle, but I cannot promise that I'm gonna do that because I'm just not that talented. Daniel's really good at it, but he's not home right now. I'm trying to have this ready for him when he comes home from work, but I can't promise anything. I just can't promise it. So this is the ground beef that we got from HelloFresh. It's 85% lean, 15% fat. Ground beef. Yes. So if I can't get it open this way, I'm gonna cut it open. Usually I have a hard time. So I'm just gonna cut it open. Try to do it carefully. Forget it, I'm just gonna cut it. Like literally cut it. That helps with the portioning too. So I hope it helps to open my nails. Okay, we got burgers. I like when Daniel does it. To be honest, he's not here right now. I'm trying to get it done. So I'm trying to split one half here, about one half. This looks so unappetizing, I know. And then the other half on the other side. That's what happens when you can't get things open. That's what happens. Okay. That's good enough. So, trying to separate them. I'm gonna flatten it a little so I can try to fill it with the cheese. I'm gonna have to wash my hands again. I don't know, we'll see. I'm going to, I gotta get seasoning. I'm gonna wash my hands. We're gonna season these before we do the cheese and the pesto. The salt. A lot of salt. Pepper. And the rest of the Italian seasoning, right? Yes. So I have this right now. In case you're wondering what this looks like. This is what this looks like. It's a mess. Okay, my fingers are good. I'm gonna put some of the cheese. I'm gonna try to divide it. Or not. And I got this for when we do the pesto. Wait, what are they saying you do? Weird. Okay. I'm gonna try to like divide it up. Into both burgers. It's a lot of cheese. I feel like I should have saved some of the cheese. I don't know. Preheating the stove. Wow, this is so messy. I'm trying. I'm trying to like do it so the cheese is in the middle, but it's so hard for me. It's mainly in the middle, you know. So it's like one burger. Whatever's left over, I'll try to fold it into the other one. I don't know. Boots? Boots, it's a mess. I know. This is so messy.
Yeah, he's sleeping over Rachel's.
Oh, okay.
Over Rachel's.
I don't know if it's gonna come out the way it's supposed to, but.
It hasn't been this cold in years.
It's freezing.
I remember last year I was saying, we never really had a winter.
But it's so cold.
At some point,
Yeah.
or the real hard places.